Hi everyone, I'm Mel.
And I'm Krista.
And this is Just the Tips.
On today's episode of Just the Tips, we're going to be talking about tips for the morning of your wedding.
So our first tip for the morning of your wedding during getting ready time is to try and have a suite at wherever you're staying or the largest room possible. One thing to definitely take into consideration is you're going to have a ton of people in that room. So like if you're the bride, you might have your bridesmaids, flower girls, all the hair and makeup people. So you need to just make sure you have enough space for everybody, and also try to keep your room really neat and clean. So remember, a clean room equals clean images.
If you have favors or suitcases or anything, you can just shove all of that into one corner so that everything else looks clean and nice. The next tip we have is don't forget to eat breakfast. You might not even be hungry from all the nerves of the day, but just do it because you don't want to be hangry later on in the day. And on top of that, I know you're excited, but try not to drink too much the night before so that you can wake up and feel good and not be hungover.
The last thing we need is sleepy photos. Our next tip is when we arrive, don't worry if your hair and makeup is not completely done yet. Just because like the first thing we do will really be shoot all of your details. For the hair and makeup photos, we pretty much will just do like touch-up photos. So after your hair and makeup is already done, then we'll do kind of pretend makeup shots with your lips and your mascara and all of that.
So like Mel said, the first thing we're gonna do is shoot your details. So before we get there, you can gather all of those together so they're ready for us to shoot. So your details would be rings, your wedding dress, and a little mini thing about that is it's nice to have pretty hangers or custom hangers because they look adorable in photos. More details would be shoes, any jewelry you're gonna wear that day, flowers, invitations, save the date cards, basically anything that you want photos of that day.
One thing to consider is it's been super popular for our brides and bridesmaids and even some grooms and groomsmen to have matching getting ready outfits. Those getting ready outfits could be matching robes or matching pajamas or groomsmen t-shirts. We even had one bride that actually had matching Christmas robes because that was just their favorite holiday. So whatever you guys want to do, totally fine. Just take into consideration that you will need to allow a little bit of extra time to get photos of everyone together because you'll have to have your hair and makeup done, like everybody that's going to be in the photo. And also, it'll just be having to set up everything, getting a few shots, and then you can kind of continue to move on with the rest of your day.
I hope you're a boxing fan because this next tip is all about the manis. So for the bride and the bridesmaid, all the ladies there, you're gonna wanna have your nails freshly done because there are gonna be some close shots of your hands, so you want them to look all nice and pretty.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you didn't just do it that morning because they need to have time to dry, or else you're just gonna have scratched up fingernails.
All the bridesmaids and groomsmen, or mom, dad, parents, anyone who's gonna be helping you get ready, they need to be completely ready before you so they look presentable in the photos. As far as the groom, he's gonna wanna just have his shirt and pants on, and then we are gonna shoot him getting his jacket on and watch and all of that kind of stuff.
And for the bride, the very beginning part of all of the getting ready shots would be the finishing up of the zipping, and then putting on all of your jewelry and your shoes, and all of that. Before you're actually getting into your wedding dress, you are definitely gonna wanna make sure that you take a restroom break. And one really good tip for when you have to use the restroom in your wedding dress is you actually sit on the toilet backwards. Sounds really weird, but it makes a lot of sense. So, you're gonna be facing the tank, and then your train can have a lot of space all behind you so it doesn't go in the toilet bowl. Once you're done with the restroom, the next thing that's gonna happen is we're just gonna get some shots of the very end of either the zipping of the dress or the tying up of the back of the dress, or if you have buttons, definitely you wanna allow a little bit of extra time for tying and buttoning. Those tend to get a little tricky sometimes.
Something cute that we love to see is the bride and groom exchanging gifts. It's just adorable, and it's such a touching little moment of the morning for them to read each other's cards and open their little presents to each other.
So usually one of the last things that happens during getting ready would be to do like a celebratory toast. if you're doing champagne or shots, either way, especially for like the bride and bridesmaids, you're gonna want to make sure you have little straws that you can drink out of so that you don't get your lipstick all messed up.
The last thing we want to mention is to just kind of pretend we're not there. Don't be looking at us the majority of the time. Just do your thing. We'll give you some little directions along the way, but mostly just enjoy your day.
So that kind of concludes our episode on all of the getting ready tips for your wedding day.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel for more little tip videos like this. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment something down below.
And I'm Mel.
And I'm Krista. And this is Just the Tips.